Two G's, your boy Reggie. We are in my $1 million condo right now on my fifth floor. I'm just kidding. We're in my sneaker room slash office slash closet. Cool little setup as you guys can see. And this podcast is just going to be about, whatever I'm feeling in the moment. You know, we're going to talk sneakers and streetwear. We're going to talk sports. We'll talk music, stuff going on. Today, I'm answering some questions that I got from Instagram. And yeah, we're just gonna see where this goes. Hopefully, I'm able to get some guests in. And I remember when I first started doing um, posting more regularly on social media, I was like doing interviews and I was going to people's places and hoping to bring all of that back for 2024. Gonna be pushing on YouTube, but alongside, not alongside. As I was saying, we're in my sneaker room, and in front of me is my fiance, the one and only Sandwich. She's gonna be helping me out here, and today she's gonna be actually gonna be asking some of the questions. So, without further ado, Sam, are you ready? Pick up the microphone.
Yes.
A little louder for him. Let me get your volume right. Go ahead.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say before we get started?
No.
Alrighty, guys. So that's Sandwich. She's going to be asking some questions. We're going to get a little warm up going in on the podcast, and some of these are good questions. You might actually have to like reorder them maybe. Like save there's a few good ones that like is like a good last question, you know. So here we go.
At what age did you realize you have swag?
This is funny. I know who asked this, and I'm like, I know it's a funny question, but I'm also gonna answer it seriously. But I think like probably like fifth grade. I think I started to like pay more attention or pay closer attention to basketball, and I was really into basketball at the time. And I was like Allen Iverson and Kobe, and seeing like their shoes. So I think like the first step was like wanting cool shoes, like cool basketball shoes. But then you get to middle school and it's a whole other that's a whole other ball game. But I'd say like fifth or sixth grade. I guess that's probably like the average age that dudes kind of start getting into clothes, unless you got an older brother. Like my younger brothers always got lucky because they had all my hand-me-downs and stuff. So they had cool stuff since they were young, but I was the oldest. So I'd probably say like fifth or sixth grade. Shout out to Jerome. Next.
If you could go back in life and change one thing, what would it be?
See, like questions like these are so tough because like you change something and then like like Marvel, Or you're not gonna pick up the mic and talk.
Yeah.
I would say, just for the sake of the question, I might have stood with or like got into or like stood into like acting or kind of like public speaking or like anything that I was doing when I was like I kind of wanted to do when I was younger that I just kind of like let go, and I kind of just didn't want to focus on. When you're in middle school and high school, you want to play sports and you want to be cool, and like being a lead role in like a drama or like a film isn't cool. So I'd probably say that. I'd be an actor now.
Dream collab, brand, and product.
Well, since I already got a clothing brand now, I'd probably say shoes for sure. And like you gotta roll with Nike. You gotta roll with Nike. If I had to choose a model to collab on, cause like I don't even know if I'd really even want to create my own shoe, cause that's a whole other. Well, I would, but I'm assuming for the first collab it'd be a model. I'd probably do an Air Max of some sort. That'd be like the first 2G's collab with like a cool story on it. Swag.
First hip hop artist you listened to?
I mean, I'm not gonna count like the stuff my dad or my mom was listening to because I had no choice. But I guess like the first artist that I probably like really found on my own. Yeah, it might have been Kanye West. To be honest, it might have been like the Through the Wire video on like
That's a good
MTV.
one.
Huh?
That's a good one.
That's your favorite video, huh?
Mhm.
Sam loves Kanye, guys. She's the easy girl. Yeah, I'd say Ye was probably the first artist that like I thought like I found on my own, and I researched. Maybe even like I hate to say, but like Bow Wow. Bow Wow and Omarion, they had like a little collab album, man. I was like in sixth grade, and I don't know why, but I purchased that on iTunes, and I had that bumping. So shout out to Hudson. I'm not gonna answer your first question though. Go ahead, Sam.
What keeps you motivated?
Damn, what keeps me motivated? Shit. I mean, it sounds stupid. I mean, you probably like, but it's like, I guess I just feel like I'm never doing enough. And like, that could kind of fuck me over sometimes. But I guess a feeling of like wanting to be better at, life or making a brand or being a better person or a better fiance or a better, whatever. So, yeah. What was the question for that? Well, I don't even know why I took it there.
What keeps you
Oh
motivated?
yeah. That's a good answer. Yeah, I guess just not being happy with where I'm at right now, to be honest.
Why did you choose your fiance? Who asked this?
Guess who asked it? You right now.
Brianna or Matt?
Nah, John. Johnny. Well, over yesterday. Shout out John. Um, why did I choose my fiance? So, a little backstory on me and Sam. We went to middle school together. I think we met like in sixth or seventh grade, and I remember I was walking down the hall, and I asked her, I'm like, "Hey, do you know where this class was?" And then right when she turned around, like she looked at me and she just kind of stared at my eyes. Yeah. Since then, she's kind of just been, the girl for me. So that's why. Anything else you want to add to that?
We want more details on
More
why.
details? Why? Cause she's like my other half. You're like my other half. She's right in front of me. But we're just too like we're too alike and too similar to not be. I'll leave it at that.
Who inspires you?
Creatively?
Yeah, creatively.
That was your question. um, Kanye West, Walt Disney. Currently, I mean, I guess those are like foundational people. Those are like, that's like without them, there's probably no me. But more even like upcoming and current. Um, Damn, low key, I don't even know. I don't. I try not to get too inspired the past year, but uh, I guess life experiences. But Walt Disney and Kanye would probably be like. I take a lot of things from both of them. The goats.
What's the end goal?
Man, the end goal ultimately, um, be living free, like financially free, and not having um, to stress anything. But if that's too vague, I want Dreams and Loans to be a popular clothing brand that does everything. I'm gonna be dropping bags soon. You've seen shirts, jerseys. Um, just dropping these hats tomorrow. Like I said, bags coming, pants. Didn't even get into the hoodies and the sweatpants yet. So, dreams and loans is something that like I say I'm really happy I started because it's just like fulfills me a lot, and I'm just so happy I did that. Tabletop, I really want that to grow and be like a cool spot just for home stuff, and I want to have my own custom candle line, and end goal. I mean, I guess if the I gave a vague one, I gave two specific ones. What else?
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. So that's the questions from you guys. Those are some really good questions, actually. I'm not gonna lie, but those questions kind of lead me into the next segment. Another thing you guys kind of not you guys, man. I hate calling you guys. I feel like a whack ass influencer that thinks he has hella followers. But I get a few questions sometimes when I post what I'm up to about clothes or dreams and loans or the tabletop shop or what I do for a living. And like the main question is like, how did you start? And then I always feel bad because when I give advice, it's always like not really talking about the money part because I think one, it's like a obviously you need some capital, you need some credit, you need something in order to get yourself off the ground. But I guess for me, I know that's what the main question is. And to be honest, out of high school, I started working. Pretty much, I've always had a job, and my grandpa actually was real strict on me about saving. So I always had like an automatic deduction from my paycheck go straight to my savings. So I always was kind of good with saving. And then I've had a few good like licks, I guess you'd call them, with like tax returns or reselling shoes and reselling vintage, or a few like miscellaneous stuff I could have been doing and could have not been doing that just kind of allowed me to stack up. And yeah, I guess that's just kind of how I save money in order to start a business. But once you get a business, you're able to get a business credit card. And that's when you're able to start, writing your expenses on the credit card, and you're able to stop putting your money and mixing it in there. Um, and the other option, which I gave some advice to a buddy of mine last week, was I mean, most people have credit cards nowadays. If you have an Apple phone, you could just go on your, apply for Apple credit card. If like, this is like last case, it doesn't have like the best benefits or interest, but you could get a credit card pretty, fairly quickly and easy nowadays. $1,000 limit. Let's say you're gonna bet on yourself and you're gonna flip some T-shirts, and you have this itch or this, you want to pursue this passion. Get $1,000 credit card, invest that in two drops. Maybe even do pre-orders. You could get creative. So there's ways to do it, man. Like, and like, I don't know if my story's like that inspirational, but you could probably go on YouTube and like find, how people got started with little to no money, or look at Virgil's story. And a lot of people do pre-orders now, and there's ways around it. And I say that to say, if you want to start something or you want to pursue something, it's 2024 now, and it's like, bro, we have anything at the tips of our fingers nowadays. So like, there's not really an excuse. There's there's eBay, Etsy. There's a lot of things you could do to just get started. Um, so I say that, and I'm gonna stop it there. Um, this is just the first of, I'd say, very very many episodes, and I say that to kind of manifest it. So you guys watch this, and it holds me accountable. But this is a Kicking Game podcast. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, If you want to hear anything, if you want to hear certain topics, you have questions, you have ideas, you have anything you think you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment, get at me on Instagram, shoot me a DM, let me know. I'm open to it. I'm always open to questions, or, you know, I make the content for the consumer so you guys can hopefully get something out of it. So let me know what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear, and